Stephanie Staats, CEO of the YWCA Delaware. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Sharon.
Oh my gosh, it's just my pleasure. Now, YWCA, from what I can tell, is the oldest, among other things, women's advocacy organization in the US. 1850s in Boston, maybe?
Yeah, thereabouts. And ironically, YWCA Delaware is we're celebrating our 125th anniversary in Delaware this year.
Wow, just phenomenal. And I right up front, I'm not going to pretend. I think that it is the most deserving, wonderful, moving organization for women that I know of. I'm going to be fully truthful here. I attend your breakfast. I am a donor. When I hear your client's speech, every year speeches, I feel like you are absolutely on track with the work you do and really making a huge difference.
Well, thank you so much. And, part of the irony, as I said earlier, with it being our 125th anniversary this year, and considering the situation that we're in now and our ability to be responsive to community needs when we're all kind of in this state of flux, I mean, the reason that YWCA has been here delivering services, meeting the needs of women and their family for 125 years is because we're able to pivot quickly. We can understand when we have historically done a really good job at kind of, looking into the future and understanding how women's needs are going to change, and then positioning ourselves to be like right at the forefront, so we can be there when they need us. And then as other service providers or society catches up and everything catches up, then we can pivot again and move to the next thing.
It's not top-down charity. What you're doing truly is empowering people who just may be at a point in their lives where they need that leg up, that helping hand to get it and do it. So are you doing anything differently during the pandemic? And then I want to talk about the sexual assault response center. But are you having to do anything differently? What about home life management?
Well, of course we are having to do things differently. So, our mission is to eliminate racism and empower women. And the way that we do that is we offer programs in really 4 different areas. So one is housing or housing stability. The other is health and safety, economic empowerment, and then racial and social justice, which is primarily our advocacy arm. And so we have always worked very hard to be able to offer low barrier services to our clients. So that means being able to be accessible in person, be able to be accessible remotely. And so where that has helped us now with COVID is that we were able to shift quickly with relative ease into a more remote environment.
Yeah, you're
And
nimble.
so
The
nimble,
organization is
absolutely. It's not without its challenges. I don't want to give you the impression that any of this is easy, because it's not easy
but
at
it's not
all.
business as usual, right? Or is
It's it's not business as usual. And you spoke of home life. Well, that's a residential program. So our other programs were able to, I would say, move a little more seamlessly into remote service provision or virtual service. But Home Life Management Center, it's a homeless shelter for families, and we offer emergency and transitional housing there. And so the staff need to report. The families are living there. They are families, so there are children. There's many children in the facility. And so it presents, certainly presented an opportunity for us to try out our emergency response plan, because we always have those in place. We had one for infectious diseases. I'm not going to lie to you, we did not have one in place for a pandemic. However, we were able to respond very quickly and set up quarantine areas and
But
isolation
you're
areas and
doing
those
better
things.
than the federal government anyway. The
We
YWCA.
try our best every day.
Let's zoom in on home life though for a moment. The late Marion Hinson, her dream, and I mean, it's phenomenal how it's grown, how you take in families, how you have some dads there with children, how you're giving people life skills and, the shelter they need until they launch. But, if people are feeling edgy about being locked in with one or two children, you're locked in over there with a lot of kids, a lot of
Yeah.
meals to be fixed. How are you doing it?
Well, the staff is amazing. I mean, clearly, it's an amazing team whose heart is all in the game. They're talented in their skills, and all of this is possible because of them, truly. We have had an outpouring of some support from the community to help us with, everything from, helping us to have enough games and puzzles and things for the kids to do, helping us to, think creatively about what family activities we can do that respect social distancing, but
Right.
also to help everybody keep occupied, and really, very importantly, to help keep everybody's spirits up,
Yeah.
because our programs have always been about, hand up, not a handout. And so the path to a better quality of life is centered around your ability to support your family with a job, right? Or through entrepreneurship, to earn income to support your family,
Sure.
to be able to have your housing situation stable, to have your relationships be healthy, to stay safe, and all these goals that we work with our clients to aspire to, all of them right now are hampered, every single one of them,
Right.
because it's not easy. You can't just go get a job right now.
Yeah.
To have a healthy relationship is more difficult right now when you're isolated and confined.
Gosh, we could speak all day. Let me lead in then to a very important service and program that you provide, and that is the SARC program, the Sexual Assault Response Center program. And of course, it's a no-brainer that calls her up to all over the place. Domestic violence is increased. People are shut in. What's the situation with SARC?
Well, our situation is mirroring what we're seeing, I think, across the country. I mean, we have had about a 20% increase in the calls to our crisis line. We have had, on a weekly basis, spikes in the need for crisis intervention. So we're always doing a degree of crisis intervention, but what we're seeing more of are existing clients that we have that have moved into um, needing, ongoing support and services from us, but now they're calling us because they're in a crisis situation.
And the shelters are open, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah, so most of our work with SARC right now is being done remotely or virtually. So we were able to set up some systems to do telehealth in a way that we were not able to do previously. We do have arrangements with the medical providers and hospitals in particular about how we can be there as advocates when there's need for a medical accompaniment or even a legal accompaniment. We're still offering support groups. It's not the same as being able to be there in person,
Sure.
but we're doing the best that we can in the current environment.
Now you've suspended, of course, your economic, empowerment classes that you do with women, right?
I wouldn't
Or
say
are
that we have
they online?
suspended. Yeah, yeah. Actually, they're online. So we are still working on kind of upgrading our technology while we were able to transition fairly quickly into a remote environment. You know, all these kind of longer term plans of, oh, we're going to do this and oh, we're going to do that. Well, now we're like, okay, well, we want to be able to do that right now.
I'm
So
right.
yeah, yeah. So we do have online learning available. We are doing a lot through Zoom and similar platforms.
Sure.
We have actually our racial and social justice program recently did some book chats to talk about, you know, racial disparities, disparities by gender and so forth. And so that was an interesting experiment for us to do breakout sessions on the book chats and all these things. So we're getting there. So the economic empowerment programs absolutely are still running. We're trying to get up to speed to make sure that we have some webinars and other trainings available on demand on our website.
Stephanie, do you think that this will forever change the way the YW does business, this pandemic, with the technology and so forth?
It will be interesting to see. I mean, it would be great to have a crystal ball. I can say, you know, as far as a silver lining goes, this has forced us to try out new things in terms of like how we leverage technology, how we leverage or how we connect with our clients,
Sure.
how we can make our services even lower barrier to access than they were before. So I think that's the silver lining, and in that regard, it will change how we do business in the future. And I don't think it will be the only ones in that situation either.
Okay. So what I want to know now is how can people, and by the way, nobody has to for 1 second think, gee, are my dollars, are my donations going to direct services, because they are at the YW. How can people best support you right now?
Thank you for asking that. I mean, honestly, go to our website. We have an easy donate button to click. That is the best thing that people can do for us right now. We do have um, a volunteer list, which really, you know, I mean, we need masks, we need hand sanitizer, you know, we still need the supplies and tools to be able to be responsive during this crisis, but there will be life after this crisis. And the programs that we offer were relevant before the crisis. They're even more relevant now, and they're going to stay up high in terms of need long after this crisis is over. And we can only continue to offer them when we have the resources to do so.
When you help the woman, not that you don't help fathers too at home life, you help the entire family. It
Oh,
radiates
absolutely.
out to the entire family. So
Yeah, yeah,
very
we
important.
do. It's the ripple effect when mom is strong, dad is strong, they can be supportive for their children, for their dependents, and it does. It lifts the entire family up.
Stephanie Staats, YWCA Delaware. What a great organization. Thank you so much for sharing time here.
Oh, thank you so much, Sharon. I appreciate the opportunity.
And good luck.